Hi, we're Dan and Mary Buckley here with our dog, Fritz McGee. We just retired, bought a camper, and now we're on a great adventure to see our wonderful country.
Pelly River Crossing. This is a small town that's in between Dawson City and Whitehorse. A really small town. It's made up pretty much of all native people here, so they call it First Nation. But they have here what is a free campground. I think this used to be a provincial campground, and then they've stopped managing it. Now it's a little city campground, free campground, and we made use of it. Of course, so did a lot of other people. If you should ever happen to come here, don't expect to get anything here but gas. They do have their gas stations, a little bit of a grocery store. Got a few things in there. We have a lot of money to pay for it because it's pretty expensive. The name of the town gets its name from the Pelly River, which the town is right on the Pelly River. Yesterday from Dawson City area down to here, boy, that was one. The road wasn't really rough, but there was a big section that they were doing some construction on, and boy, the trailer and the truck full of mud now. So I don't know what's in store for us as we head on down to Whitehorse, but they do have a nice little car wash at Whitehorse. I used it on the way up. Well, as you can see why it needs to be washed. I don't think we're done yet. I suspect there's going to be more construction. I'm sure we're going to get a whole lot more by the time we get down to Whitehorse. This here is called the Five Finger Rapids, which is on the Yukon River. This posed a real problem with both the Klondike stampeders and the merchant traffic. Because of the quick current and water of the Yukon River, it became a challenging waterway to navigate these narrow rapids. We are back on the Alaskan Highway and heading on into Whitehorse. So much nicer. We're heading in, going to visit some familiar places that we were when we come through this way. Going to have to do a little bit of shopping, a little bit of laundry, dump the tanks, wash the vehicle. Yukon River, right off the Alaskan Highway here. We decided to stop here last night, spend the night here in this little rest area. Gets a little noisy here during the day, a lot of traffic. The bridge here really amplifies some of the noise. Ready to take off out of here. We're just outside of Whitehorse, not too far. We'll be in British Columbia by the end of the day. Got about a 4.5 hour drive today. One thing I have been doing, I've been watching the wildfires down in Washington and especially Oregon area. And looks like we're going to have to alter our route. One of the places which we were going to camp was in the Mount Hood area. There's some snow parks down there. You can disperse camp during summer times. And today they just issued a evacuation 3 go now order in that area. So it doesn't look like we're going to be heading down to the Mount Hood area. So when we get to where we're going at later today, I might have to get online and take a look at some alterations to our trip. Well, there's Mary looking for new books. That's what she does.
I have to look every day to get free books.
And Fritzy, is he already sleeping?
He's on my feet.
Yeah, he's down there now.
He's keeping my feet warm.
Fritzy, about ready to make your last round before we take off. We are now in British Columbia. We have Got onto the Cassiar Highway. We're only a few miles south of the Alaskan Highway at a little lakeside pullout here. Do a little bit of dispersed camping, spend the night. We've been 5 hours on the road. I'm tired, Mary's tired, Fritz is tired, and it's time to just kind of hang out and take it easy. One thing I've noticed, it's hot here. We haven't seen any kind of, I think it's probably only 70 degrees, but it feels like 100. We were the only ones here. Somebody did stop by last night, early last night, in a little van. They were going to, I think, spend the night and decided to take off. Some people be a little more respectful than others. We try when we looking for spots. We don't want to crowd people out. Even though there could be space, you want to give them a little bit of space. You don't want to try to crowd them out. Just because you can camp there doesn't mean you need to camp there or you need to push, you know, your way in there. Just, there's plenty of pull-offs along this road. There's no need to fight for a spot. Trying to head down to the border, and we're basically southbound and down, pushing our way down to get back to the U.S. We will be stopping at Hyder for a couple nights, stopping there primarily to see the glacier. Another thing that has changed is we get dark at night now. That was so cool to be up there in Alaska, and actually even before we got to Alaska, is it never got dark at night. So if you had something to do, you didn't get all excited or anxious to try to get it done. You got all night, you know. It stays light all night, so I wasn't in any hurry to get anything done or try to find a place to stay or anything like that. You know, it's going to be light. I did do a little bit of rescheduling of our trip when we get down to Washington, especially the Oregon. I had to extend reservations at one place inside Washington because Mount Hood right now is in an evacuation order. You got Mary falling asleep at her coffee.
No, I am not.
You are too.
Yeah. This all-day traveling makes me very tired.
Yes, and we got a week worth of it ahead of us.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Let's see. Yeah, he does what he does best. Well, Oscar, buddy, Alaska was fun. You were supposed to be there with us. A big piece of us was missing because you weren't there. Well, about time to wrap this one up. Getting ready, getting set up, getting cleaned up, getting ready to get out of here. One nice thing is at least the trailer is presentable. Got it washed a couple days ago. Boy, was it dirty, muddy. It's Jade City. Little bitty stop on the Cassiar Highway. Supposed to be famous for all their jade. Here is a small sampling of some of the things that they do with the jade. And this here is where all the work is done. We stopped here off the side of the road, the Cassiar Highway, and found a little spot. It's quiet, it's quaint, it's comfortable, and it has a view. This beautiful lake right up against the shore here called Gnat Lake. Thankfully, it doesn't live up to its name. There are no gnats here, so far anyway. But it is a very beautiful, serene lake. We got a spot right up on the shoreline here. Well, time to hit that old dusty trail. Sure hate to leave this spot. Got a lot of driving, and we're going to have to take off. Hyder, Alaska. We're at the mouth of the Salmon River, a little dispersed area, completely surrounded all the way around by mountains. Gorgeous area. Kind of reminds me of Valdez a little bit. Of course, we're not too far from the ocean. Tried to do a little bit of fishing. The water running pretty fast. Hyder is definitely one small place. Not too many people living here. You'd hardly even know you's here. Just a few places. Most of the stuff here is just, they're broken down, dilapidated, a lot of garbage dumps. Not too much here, but definitely have a beautiful area here to disperse camp. We're going to head up to the glacier later today. Hopefully get some bears. It's supposed to be a sightseeing deck. Supposed to be able to see some bears, and the salmon are running. There's a bear down there. Caught him a fish. This is the bear viewing deck that I talked about earlier, where you can go out along this small creek and have a chance to see bears. We did not see any bears, but we definitely heard some and saw some movement in the brush over across the way. We did get to hear two bears go at it at each other on the other side of the road. We did not get to see either one of them, but there was sure a lot of ruckus. Well, this is one of those sites. You sure wish you could stay a little bit longer. A couple days here. This is just a gorgeous area to camp out at with this view. Didn't catch any fish, but sure enjoyed the riverside view. On our way into Hyder, I saw this magnificent waterfall and a huge glacier. I was not able to pull off and take any pictures on the way in, but as we left Hyder, I made it a point to stop, pull off to the side of the road, and get some pictures of this beautiful sight. We are just north of Williams Lake, right on the Fraser River. Got a little dispersed area. Doesn't look like it's been used a whole lot. Doesn't look like too many people have been back here. But we come back here to take a look because we definitely want to get away from the road noise. We were exposed to it last night. Kept us up all night. So we found this place about 5 miles off the road. And what a view. We're the only ones here. Nobody else is here. Like I say, it doesn't even look like this place has been used hardly at all. Great place. Got the view of the Fraser River right out our front window. Been a long time since I've seen one of these guys. I've been following the forest fires in the British Columbia southern area for a couple weeks now. Well, we're just south of Prince George, and we're going to be entering into that area. So I took a look at the BC Ride map, or BC Ride app they have, and looks like a few of the roads that I intended to use are now closed. Give you an idea what I'm talking about. Right now we are about right here where my end of my thumb is, just north of Williams Lake. The map, or the route that I was going to take and had planned out, is go down here to the 100-mile house and continue south onto over to Kamloops. That was the original route that I had. And right now, from the 100-mile, almost 100-mile house down here, the road is all closed. You can't drive through there. They won't let you drive through. So now what I had to do is I have to detour off 24 over to Route 5 and then go on down to Kamloops. But from Kamloops, I was going to travel over here, and I wanted to go to Kelowna, because I had a couple spots there I really wanted to check out and was looking to disperse camp there. Well, guess what? That road's closed, so I can't go that way. So I thought, well, I'll come down here to Kamloops and hit down here and shoot over, because here's my end. Here's where I need to go. This is where the border is, the border crossing where I need to go. So I thought, well, I'll come over here and come on down to this way. But guess what? Road closes there. So now I have to come from Kamloops, take this side route all the way down. It's really kind of out of the way a lot, I think. And come down through Princeton, and then eventually hit Osoyoos, is that the way you pronounce it? Osoyoos, which is the border, and that's where I need to cross when I hit Washington. So I got 1, 2, 3 of the roads that I had originally planned, along with dispersed sites that I had researched. They're all closed. Finding a new route's not a big deal. That's the easy part. Finding dispersed sites, it takes a little bit more time. I originally made the route, I looked at all the dispersed sites, and I do a lot of research, look Google Maps and people's comments, and before I select a place and look around. I usually have 1 or 2 alternates too. But now this is kind of like last minute. The past couple days I've been working this. Got a couple of places that it looks like we're going to stay, but it's more like off the road type places now. Just a place to stay and get moving, and hope to be in the States at the border. Hope to be there in 2 days. Next 2 days, it's going to be a very long drive, both the days. Originally, it was going to be 3 days, but now it looks like we're going to be in 2 days. was going to spend time at Mount Hood. Guess what? They have evacuations order there. So get Mount Hood's out of the program right now. That's how it is. That's how it works. Last year we was out in Wyoming and got pushed out of some dispersed areas that we wanted to go because of the fires. And this is how it works. You just got to be ready for it, got to plan for it, and got to make sure that you do the research ahead of time and use the apps that are available to let you know that these things are happening. This here has been one very nice, quiet, great stay. Beautiful views away from the highway, which a couple nights ago it sure sounded like trucks and cars were running right through the trailer. It was so noisy. It was kind of nice to have a quiet night so we can get some sleep. We're getting ready to take off.
Here comes Marion.
There's Mary and Fritzy. He's off his leash and he has no clue what to do when he doesn't have a leash on.
And the grass and stuff is taller than him, so he's trying to figure out which way to go.
Yeah. He's a little confused right now. Today is our last day in Canada. Today we will be crossing the border and hopefully back in the US. Well, we have successfully made our first rerouting adventure. Come down from Williams Lake down to 100 Mile House. We took 24 east over to 5, got on 5, headed down to Kamloops and made it safely, no problem. Once we got down to Kamloops, just a little bit south, about 10 miles south, we found a nice provincial park down there, spent the night. Today we're on another rerouting adventure, but the roads to the east of us are all closed. The roads to the west of us are all closed. So today we're threading the needle, going right down the middle, and this is more of a rural area, and you could tell that the roads are closed east and west because there's a lot of traffic on this road, which I think probably wouldn't be here otherwise. As we kept moving southward, the more evident it became that we was getting ready to thread the needle here. The smoke was just getting thicker and heavier the more we traveled as the fires raged on both sides of us. We are officially in the United States again. Back home, back in the U.S. And with that, with being back in the U.S., we get to put on some more color, and Mary's got to get ahead of the game here. Washington. This is the end of episode 14. Doesn't seem like we've done that many episodes, but we have.
Because usually, how many do we usually do?
I don't know. Depends
4
on
or 5.
Depends on the
area.
length of trip.
Yeah.
With this one, we've done so much, I've had to do more than I normally do. Mm-hmm. We are in the U.S. now. Well, we were in the U.S. in Alaska, but it sure doesn't seem like the U.S. Even though you're in the U.S., because you're not part of it's not part of the lower 48, it doesn't feel like the U.S., but it is the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're back in the U.S. anyway. And we're back in the heat.
We're in Washington.
Yeah, in the heat. And I'd like to say again, in the heat.
The state of evergreens, I think that's what it is called, and there's not one in sight.
Yeah.
All there is dried grass everywhere.
We got here a few days ago, and so we've been in the heat. We've been, ever since we left home, we've never had a day above, I don't think, day above 70, and sometimes not even a day above 60. And then all of a sudden you go from 60 degrees to 90 something. Yes, it's hot. We want to cap this one off. This episode here really is all about a lot of travel, trying to get back to the U.S. Although we did stop off at a pretty cool place called Hyder, which is in Alaska, and that was our last little jaunt in Alaska. Stopped there mainly to see the glacier up top. That was pretty cool. That was a huge glacier. Rocky road, interesting road, adventurous road getting up there, but that was a pretty.
It was a
cool
terrible
pleasure.
road. Don't let him make it look adventurous. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was fun though. And then, of course, got to do a little bit of bear viewing. Although we didn't see any bears at the bear viewing place, we did get to hear them. And
They're in the bushes rustling around.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. Got to hear a couple go at it. I think they got in a fight.
Yeah,
over,
big old one. Roar, I mean, deep roar. It was kind of spooky.
I think they got in a fight over a fish. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
They said there was a brown bear and a black bear
Yeah.
over there.
Didn't really get to see them. Got to see some movement. Got to hear a lot of movement, but didn't get, because they were on the other side of the road inside a ditch, so we really didn't get to see them.
We did see a seal though, right outside where we were camping. It was fishing in the little, what do you call it, a lake?
It was a river.
A river coming
Yep.
through, right off of the ocean. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, what I will say, from the time we left Tombstone, which was our last episode, we've stopped at a lot of really cool, nice, dispersed areas on the way down. Down to Cassiar. Cassiar Highway is sort of a lonely highway, but they got some really cool pull-offs off the side of the road. Some lakes, some rivers, some nice. They also got pull-offs which are pretty loud. We had to do that one night.
We did one, yeah. It
Yeah.
kept us up all night.
Hated that one. But for the most part, all the pull-offs and the dispersed areas, they were quiet and very beautiful.
Yeah, there's, not much we could do. we had to, it was starting to get dim outside, so it's time to start finding a spot, and
Yeah.
that's what we picked.
Mhm.
So,
And the forest fires, both in British Columbia, that's what we had to be careful of, mainly in the British Columbia area. Once we hit the southern part, there's a lot of roads closed, and they've been closed for quite a while. Had to reroute, had to find other dispersed areas, places to camp. It just, those are things you got to prepare for. Well, you can't really prepare for them, got to be ready for. And was able to accommodate.
yeah, just know sometimes you have to change your plans for who knows what.
Yeah.
So.
But we made it to Washington. A lot of smoke down here too when we hit the border. We're in the south part we're just on the border of Washington, Oregon, and we're going to be heading off here in a little bit, and we're going to be heading off to the west coast of Oregon, which I think is going to be pretty exciting. I've never been there, never been in Washington, never been in Oregon. And
I have not
been in California.
I've not been there either.
But I think it's going to be exciting. We did have to curtail some plans for Mount Hood. Was going to disperse camp at the foothills there, but I think it was called the Grasshopper Fire, kind of took over. So they had everybody get out, and I think it'd be best we just not go there.
Mm-hmm.
Just head on west. Go west, my son. So we're going to finish off episode 14. Hope you guys are enjoying some of these episodes and just enjoying some of the scenery. That's really what I'm trying to portray here, mostly scenery and some of our experiences. And we do have our cups this time. So remember, get out
And get going.